Welcome to the Pixl Marketing Show, the podcast for real estate media pros who want to go from random acts of marketing to remarkable results. I'm your host, Pete Stagl, founder of Pixl CRM and creator of the Pixl Marketing Method. And every week, we're diving into the systems, strategies, and real stories that help you attract better clients, retain them longer, and grow a real business. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Pixl Marketing Show. Today, I wanted to have a discussion around offers. There's a lot of different things that a lot of people do. A lot of people like the free shoot, or they promote the free shoot. With the Pixl Marketing Method, we promote 4 different types of offers: transitional, introductory, direct, and your promo offers. And as I'm talking to more and more of our coaching clients and users of Pixl CRM, I have these conversations a lot and there seems to be a misconception as to what the offer is really there to do. And so I just wanted to go a little bit deeper into this today on this episode. So let's dive in and explain what all 4 offers are. A transitional offer is designed to just get somebody to raise their hand and say, I like what you have to say. Tell me more. That's it. That's the only goal of the transitional offer. It transitions somebody from a cold prospect to a warm lead. A lot of people call it different things. It could be a lead gen offer, a lead magnet, a tripwire. Depends on what marketing person you're talking to. But that's the goal. The goal is just to get them to raise their hand and say, I like what you have to say. Tell me more. The introductory offer is designed to actually get them to make a purchase. And so this happens after the transitional offer because you need them to build that know, like, and trust with you before they're willing to make a purchase. And so this is the loaded full of value, and it makes it so that they would feel dumb not taking your introductory offer. As I talk to more and more people, what the introductory offer really should be, it should be at your average price point. So whatever your average order value is, it should have a little bit of everything that you offer. So if you do video, you should have some video product in there, floor plan, photos. If your market does a lot of virtual tours, virtual tour would be advantageous to put in there. The intent is to have a little bit of everything that you do so that you can explain and teach your clients how you do business and all of the services that you provide. So having a little bit in there allows you to then follow up later with your onboarding experience, showing them how to use all of that type of media. And so the big thing that I keep seeing a lot of people do is that they're confusing the transitional offer and the introductory offer. You know, if they're coming from the free shoot mentality and the free shoot offer standpoint, they think they're trying to get a shoot out of people, and that's not the case. There is inherently a huge amount of risk for a agent to use a new provider. And a lot of people think that by doing a free shoot, you're eliminating all the risk from them trying you out for the first time. But you're not, because they don't know how you're going to show up. They don't know if you're going to show up. They don't know how you're going to present yourself with their seller clients, the homeowners. They don't know how you're going to deliver the photos. They don't know when you're going to deliver the photos. They don't even know if you're going to be able to deliver what you say you can deliver. And so there's a whole host of risk in choosing you over their preferred provider in order for them to take you up on that free shoot. And so what we're doing with the transitional offer is we're getting them to be able to kind of see our quality and how we do business, and that we're actually going to do what we say we're going to do, and by delivering whatever it is that they are opting in to receive. And we're able to build that know, like, and trust over the course of several days worth of nurture before we ask them to take that risk And that, quite frankly, that risk isn't really as present because you've built that know, like, and trust. You've kind of delivered on the fact that you are giving them what you told them that you would give them. You kind of nurture them along with how you do business and how to download, and you're setting the stage for what it's going to be like if they worked with you. And quite frankly, this is why I like the free stock photo as a transitional offer so much, is that it gives you a little taste of everything that you're doing. When you do the free stock photos, we're not talking about a massive stock photo library here. We're effectively setting this up as a free shoot, not in the let's go out and take photos for you type of free shoot, but we're going to do 30 to 40 images. We're going to add some video in there. We're going to add some drone in there. Maybe you do a virtual tour example in the stock photos, just so they have an idea of some of the services you do. And then you're bundling it all up and putting it into your delivery platform. You're going to set yourself up as an agent in whatever system you're using: HD Photo Hub, Aereo, Spiro, Rela HQ, Tonimo. I mean, there's a ton of them out there. Whatever the system is that has that you're using to deliver your photos and your media, you're going to set yourself up as an agent in there, all your information for your business, and then you're going to create a listing or delivery or however you're setting it up in that way with all of those stock media pieces that you're going to give them. And when I say stock media, I came up with this idea because agents were constantly coming to me in my Albuquerque market looking for stuff that was distinctly Albuquerque. Albuquerque is an interesting high desert city. On the east side of town, we have the mountains that rise 5,000 feet up in the air. It's Rocky Mountain areas. And so the mountains are, you can actually navigate by the mountains. Wherever the mountains are, that's east. And so the mountains are very distinctly Albuquerque. They're called the Sandia Mountains, and they when the sun hits them, they kind of look pink with the sun, and so they call it the Water Mountain Mountains, whatever. Anyway, so they love the mountain views, and so they like having elevated mountain views, views of the downtown area. We host the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, so people come from all over the world, right around October, to do a big hot air balloon fiesta festival. And so, that's distinctly Albuquerque. So hot air balloons, the mountains, downtown skyline. And people were coming to me asking for those photos for their website, for their social media, so that they could, help promote themselves. And so that's why I came up with that stock photo idea. We also have a lot of stucco and Southwest architectural styles, which isn't predominant in a lot of the real estate libraries for when you're building your website and what have you. And so they wanted some stuff that kind of really clearly stood out as this is New Mexico style stuff. And every market has that. You have older historic areas, you've got brand new construction, you've got all of these things. And so by putting all of these types of images that they can use on their website and their social media, it's providing value. And again, we're not saying thousands of images. We're talking 30 to 40 images, kind of laid out like you would a listing. And so when you do this, the intent is not that they're going to use these images. Yes, you're going to get some that are going to use them. The intent is you're providing value. You're giving something in exchange for their contact info and the ability to continue following up and nurturing them. And a lot of people get hung up on this, and they say they want to do, well, I service, multiple areas and the community side. And, I don't want to just do this community or that community, because then people are coming from the other areas and they're not going to want it. That's not the intent. The intent is nice and simple. We have some stock photos of the local area that can help you market yourself and on social media and your website. Would you be interested? And they raise their hand and they say, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to take a look at that. And you send them to the form, to a landing page. You capture their information, you deliver on what you promised them. Whether they can use them or not, that's on them. Most people are going to opt into way more stuff than they're actually going to use. And so getting too hung up on the fact that, well, I don't know if they're going to like this area or that area, or I don't know what to do. Or one of the things I got from one of our clients was that, they're taking images of, some downtown area, but they're not street photographers. And so, it looks empty when it's empty, but it looks kind of weird when there's people there because they're not street photographers. That's not the intent here. The intent is not to be super creative and do artistic shots or anything like that. You're trying to showcase the quality of your work. And so these should be your real estate quality images. Just like if you were to include community photos in with your listing package. So if you're going to do amenity photos or maybe community signs or anything like that, golf course, standard real estate quality, your real estate quality, not necessarily anybody else's, but your real estate quality work is what you're trying to do here. So don't get too hung up on this. The intent is just to get them to raise their hand, provide value, and then be able to nurture them along. And then once you have them opting into your transitional offer, then you're able to nurture them, you're able to build that know, like, and trust, and then you're able to give them that introductory offer. And that introductory offer is the let's get you, booked on your next shoot for whatever your next listing is. And then you're going to do a whole sales sequence on your introductory offer. Now, the other two types of offers we have are your direct offer. And this is what you have now. You have this right now in that just book a shoot. And typically, there's two camps here. Some people are just completely a la carte. And quite frankly, that's, I think, the wrong way to go about it, because you're not bundling services together into one easy to select package. There's a whole slew of marketing and psychology behind bundling. And then there's the people that are already bundling, but you're doing it in, base, pro, or plus packages. And that intent behind a true direct offer is to name your packages appropriately and kind of alluding to what somebody's going to get from that package. And so for instance, a lot of people use base, plus, and pro. Well, that doesn't mean anything to anybody. But if you do the top producer listing package, that alludes to something more. If you do a essential listing package, it's not as great of a name, but it essentially has everything that you need to list your property. Base has a very almost negative connotation to it, where it's the lowest level, which can work in your favor, but you want something that alludes more to what they're going to get out of it. You could do any number of different names or what have you, but it should be easy enough to explain. And it should include things that people actually want, not just adding stuff in there that you think that they should have with it. For instance, a lot of areas are not as popular with virtual tours anymore. So you should be reviewing your packages, making sure that people are ordering and using the things that you're providing. If they keep on saying, hey, can I swap out the virtual tour for a video? That might be a good indication that your package has the wrong things in it. But you're going to want to go through your direct offers and make sure that they're appropriate and that they allude to what they're going to get out of it and why somebody would want to book it. There's some other strategies that you can go with the direct offers, but make sure you're looking at that appropriately. And then you've got your promo offers. Your promotional offers, again, some people have some misconceptions on this. They think that they're trying to get more direct business from the promo. The way I look at promo offers is the promo offers are like what we talked about in the book and in the trainings of the 2 tickets to the Isotopes game, my local minor league baseball team, or balloon fiesta tickets, or tram tickets, or spa day for 2, or dinner for 2, or those types of promos. The intent with a promotional offer is you do it with a when they buy something. So it's effectively a gift with purchase style offer. And so what we're doing, and the intent behind this is that you do this with your whatever you're trying to get people to book more of. If you have a luxury video package that you want people to add onto their listings, then maybe you do it with that, or maybe it's the whatever your highest package is. And so I recommend that you have three packages for your direct offer, and one of them should be pretty much everything that you offer and a hefty dollar amount for that. And so it may be that you do the promo offer when they book that top package. And so a lot of times people look at this as like, well, people aren't going to book that because I only get 2 or 3 people who book that top package a month, if that. And the intent is not that they're going to book it. The intent is that they're going to talk about you. And so when you do promotional offers, it gives you a reason to reach out to people. It gives you a reason to potentially run ads if it's working. Ads is a completely another strategy that unless you have something that's working, I don't recommend running ads just for the sake of running ads, but that's another conversation. But it gives you a reason to reach out to people, but it gives them a reason to talk about you. So if you think about it from a referral standpoint, if somebody's in their brokerage office, they're talking to a colleague and saying, hey, I've got to find a new media provider. Mine either I either don't have one, or the provider doesn't do it what I want them to do, or they pissed them off for whatever reason. Whatever the circumstance is, and they said, hey, do you know anybody who does? And he's like, yeah, mine's pretty good, but I never hear from them, or whatever. Or yeah, it's hard to find real good media companies. That's what the conversation typically sounds like. However, if you're following the Pixl Marketing Method and you're actually staying top of mind, a lot of times it'll be, hey, you should definitely check out Pixl Pete Photography. They're always doing some cool things. They're always giving us plenty of information and training on how to use everything. I love their quality. They're awesome guys to work with. You should definitely work with Pixl Pete Photography. Well, when you do promos, now that conversation also can be, hey, you should actually definitely check out Pixl Pete Photography. Right now, they're running a promo where they'll give you 2 tickets to the Isotopes when you book a shoot with them. And now it's like, wow, that's awesome. No other real estate media company is doing that, but it gives them a reason to talk about you favorably and a more of a reason to act now. And so that's the intent behind the promotional offer. And so if you think about it this way, if you get 2 or 3 of your top package orders a month, and you run a promo and you get an extra 2 or 3, it's going to add up quite a bit. But the amount of people talking about your offer, the amount of people that you get to reach out to and remind them that, hey, just a reminder that we have this awesome offer going on for the month of October, or whatever it is that you're doing it for. Now people can talk about it. Now that you have a reason to reach out with a promo, it just goes over really, really, really well. And so those are the 4 offer types and what you really need to be doing with them. And I just wanted to really cover that, because I get a lot of confused people when they go through the process, and they're thinking that the transitional offer needs to be a lot closer to their introductory offer, or that it needs to be all encompassing and doing all of these things. And it's just enough value for somebody to raise their hand and say, I like what you have to say, tell me more. And then they're able to get into your ecosystem, into your funnel, into your nurture process, so you can follow up, build that know, like, and trust, get them into your introductory offer sales sequence, so that they can actually come in and become a client. So that is the entire intent behind all of this irresistible offer section of the Pixl Marketing Method, and a little bit more of a deep dive, because, like I said, a lot of people are a little confused on how this all works. And so if you have any other questions on the Pixl Marketing Method, always feel free to reach out in the group, the Real Estate Media Pros group. And if you're not a user of Pixl CRM yet, reach out and watch our recorded demo or book a live demo. We'd love to show you what Pixl CRM can do for your business. One final thing is that if you are going to be at PMRE this year, the Photography and Media for Real Estate Conference in Vegas, it's November. I don't have the dates off the top of my head, but it's in November. If you're going to be there on Wednesday night in between the vendor networking and I think there's another party later that evening. In between, we'll be doing a book signing and marketing mastermind. We have a private suite that we've rented so that we can have this event. Whether you are a user of Pixl CRM or you read the book or you want to read the book, come join us. Look out for a RSVP link, and you'll be able to register for that book signing marketing mastermind event. We'll have some light snacks and drinks and whatnot. Great time to network about marketing and the Pixl Marketing Method. But keep an eye out for the link to RSVP on that, and we'll see you there. Thanks. See ya. Thanks for listening to the Pixl Marketing Show. If you're ready to go from random acts of marketing to remarkable results, grab your free copy of the Pixl Marketing Method at pixelmarketingmethodbook.com. If this episode helped you, share it with another real estate media business owner. Make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Until next time.